While most of us love to get takeout, the majority of us don't like what it does to our pocket or our waistline. You know what I'm talking about: Chinese takeout, Taco Tuesday favorites from your local Mexican restaurant, and of course, takeout pizza. So today in my kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make these dishes at home for a fraction of the cost, also using higher quality ingredients that's better for our health. Let's go. Better than takeout, homemade pizza, lower in sodium and more heart healthy. Let me show you my super easy hands-off way to make this delicious pizza. Simply load these ingredients into your bread machine and select the dough cycle. It needs about an hour and a half to run the cycle, and you can walk away and do something else while the machine works its magic. That's right, it's totally hands off. Just allow the machine time to run the cycle and you'll have this delicious pizza dough. Once it's done, simply remove the dough from the machine and roll it out into a ball. I usually make 2 pizzas with this recipe. You can always roll this out into a standard pizza crust, but here I'm going to show you how to make an easy stuffed crust pizza. And you could, keep in mind, you could use some mozzarella sticks in your crust if you'd like to make this even easier. But I'm using the regular mozzarella. Actually, this is provolone and mozzarella. It's a mixed cheese because I think that tastes a little bit better in my opinion. And so I am making do with what I already have in the fridge. So as you can see here, I'm just rolling this crust around the cheese. Once we get the crust rolled up around the cheese, then we're just going to go ahead around the outside edge and press it out to close off the pizza dough where we sealed in that cheese. And also that's going to spread our pizza out kind of to the right width as well, so it's not too small. Next, we're going to go ahead and add pizza sauce over the surface, and I usually add pizza sauce kind of up around the crust as well. And that's just because I like to have plenty of sauce kind of near that crust so that I don't need any more sauce to dip it with. Finally, we're going to add some more of our cheese over the surface. And then we're going to go ahead and top it with whatever toppings we like. Here I'm adding some pepperoni. I'm also going to be adding some onion as well as some green bell pepper and a little bit of mushroom to my pizza. But keep in mind you can top your pizza any way you like. And finally, just for presentation, I like to add just a little bit of an extra sprinkling of cheese over the top and spray my crust down with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then just for a little bit of extra flavor, I'm adding some Italian seasoning over the top, and then we're going to pop this in the oven. This little pizza that I have made is about 1/3 of the total crust recipe. Look at that delicious cheesy crust. Oh my gosh. And this crust only has about 75 milligrams of sodium in the entire thing. And technically, if you left all the salt out, you could make this completely sodium free. Because remember, those toppings, already there's about 1,500 milligrams of sodium in just the toppings with no crust even included in that. So I love this recipe because honestly, since I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, pizza has largely been off the table for me. But thanks to this recipe, I've been able to enjoy pizza once again. And it's just healthier all around, even if you don't have high blood pressure. I hope you enjoy. This meal is going to be super simple. I have 1 pork roast that I got on special from Kroger. I have 1 package of, this is a Mexican style pork seasoning, so we're going to make like a shredded pork taco. These 2 things, that's all we need. Cooked my roast for about an hour in the Instant Pot, but it could also be done over the course of the day in a slow cooker. So this is the sauce that I was simmering the pork in, and I'm just going to simmer it on the stove like this until it's thick and reduced from where it was. And then we're going to add our pork back in, and you can toss to coat in that delicious sauce. And our meat is ready to go on our tacos. I can't even express to you how good these tacos are. My husband, who is actually Mexican, was asking for me to make this again. This was the first time I tried to make these pork tacos, and they were absolutely restaurant quality. You have got to try this. To make this beef fried rice, you can literally use any vegetables that you have. As you can see here, I have chosen some that I prefer, but whatever you like, whatever you have, you can use in this. To make this sauce, I'll pop the recipe up here on the screen so you can see how to make it. Go ahead and write it down, and then just after you've mixed them all together, you can do a taste test and adjust anything that needs to be adjusted to your liking. Next up is some vegetable lo mein. I am serving mine with a simple side of seasoned tofu. Here I am coating it with a little bit of cornstarch and some seasonings, and I'm just going to cook it in the skillet. If you don't have tofu or don't prefer it, you can always season up some chicken or beef and cook that in the skillet instead to serve over top. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our rice noodles to some boiling water. They only need a few minutes to cook. I believe, follow the package directions, but the brand that I bought was only a 5-minute cook time. You can either use the same sauce that we used in the fried rice recipe. If you don't have all of the ingredients, I'm going to give you a simpler option in this recipe. This is a simpler sauce recipe, so by all means, either use the one in this recipe or the one from the fried rice. They are interchangeable.